Wi-Fi 1. Wi-Fi 1 was released in 1999, and this was the first Wi-Fi standard that actually became popular for home use. Before this, if you wanted internet, you had to plug an Ethernet cable directly from your computer to the modem, which meant you couldn't move around freely. But with Wi-Fi 1, you could finally connect to the internet wirelessly. It had speeds up to 2 megabits per second, which sounds super slow now, but back then it was revolutionary. To give you some perspective, downloading a 3 megabyte MP3 song would take about 12 seconds, and loading a webpage with some images could take 30 seconds or more. If you tried to download a video file, you'd literally have to wait hours. Wi-Fi 1 used the 2.4 GHz frequency band, which was already being used by cordless phones and microwave ovens. Wi-Fi 2. Wi-Fi 2 actually came out the same year as Wi-Fi 1 in 1999, but almost nobody used it. It was faster at 54 megabits per second, which was like 27 times faster than Wi-Fi 1. So theoretically, you could download that same MP3 song in less than half a second instead of 12 seconds. But the issue was it used the 5 GHz frequency band instead of 2.4 GHz, which meant the signal couldn't travel as far and couldn't penetrate through walls very well. Wi-Fi 2 routers and devices were way more expensive to manufacture because the 5 GHz technology was newer and more complex. A Wi-Fi 2 router could cost like $200, while a Wi-Fi 1 router was only $50. But the important thing is that Wi-Fi 2 introduced the 5 GHz band to the world, which would become super important in later Wi-Fi generations. Wi-Fi 3. Wi-Fi 3 launched in 2003, and this was the game changer that made Wi-Fi actually mainstream. It combined the best of both worlds by giving you the 54 megabits per second speed of Wi-Fi 2, but it used the same 2.4 GHz frequency as Wi-Fi 1, so the range was much better. This meant you could finally download files at a decent speed and still have good coverage throughout your house. One cool feature of Wi-Fi 3 was that it was backwards compatible with Wi-Fi 1 devices, so if you bought a Wi-Fi 3 router, your old laptop that only supported Wi-Fi 1 could still connect to it, but it would only get the slower Wi-Fi 1 speeds. Wi-Fi 4. Wi-Fi 4 came out in 2009, and this is when Wi-Fi became actually fast enough for modern use. It could reach speeds up to 600 megabits per second, which was like 10 times faster than Wi-Fi 3. And it was the first Wi-Fi standard to support both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands at the same time, so you could choose which band to use depending on your situation. If you wanted better range, you'd use 2.4 GHz, but if you wanted faster speeds and less interference, you'd use 5 GHz. Wi-Fi 4 also improved range compared to Wi-Fi 3, reaching up to 230 feet indoors in good conditions. This made it possible to have strong Wi-Fi signals in larger homes without needing additional access points or range extenders. Wi-Fi 5. Wi-Fi 5 launched in 2014 and brought speeds up to 3.5 gigabits per second in ideal conditions, though in real-world use you typically get around 1 to 2 gigabits per second. That's like 5 times faster than Wi-Fi 4 on average. But here's the thing, Wi-Fi 5 only works on the 5 GHz band, so it drops support for 2.4 GHz completely. You're probably still using Wi-Fi 5 right now, and honestly, it's still good enough for most people. It can easily handle multiple 4K streams, video calls, and online gaming without any issues as long as your internet plan from your ISP is fast enough. Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6 came out in 2019, and it was designed to solve a specific problem that Wi-Fi 5 couldn't handle well. That problem is crowded networks. So imagine you're in a coffee shop or stadium with hundreds of people all connected to the same Wi-Fi. The network would get super slow because the router has to serve so many devices. But Wi-Fi 6 introduced something called OFDMA, which stands for Orthogonal Frequency Division Multiple Access. So instead of the router giving the entire channel to one device at a time, it can split the channel into smaller pieces and serve multiple devices at the exact same time. Wi-Fi 6 also works on both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands, so you get the best of both worlds again. If you need better range and wall penetration, you can use 2.4 GHz, but if you want maximum speed and you're close to the router, you can use 5 GHz. Wi-Fi 6E. Wi-Fi 6E came out in 2021, and it's basically the same as Wi-Fi 6, but with one major upgrade. It adds support for the 6 GHz frequency band. This is huge because the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands are super crowded with all the devices using them, like your neighbor's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth devices, cordless phones, and even baby monitors. The maximum speed is still 9.6 gigabits per second, same as Wi-Fi 6, but you'll actually get closer to those speeds in real-world use. Wi-Fi 7. Wi-Fi 7 is the newest standard that started rolling out in 2024. This thing is absolutely insane in terms of speed and performance. It can reach up to 46 gigabits per second in ideal conditions, which is almost 5 times faster than Wi-Fi 6. To give you some perspective, you could download a full 4K movie in about 30 seconds with Wi-Fi 7, while the same download would take 2 to 3 minutes on Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 7 uses 4096 km, which means it can pack 20% more data into each signal. This improves both speed and efficiency. Wi-Fi 7 is built for future technologies like 8K video streaming, virtual reality, augmented reality, and cloud gaming, where you need extremely low latency and super high speeds. It's also great for professional work environments where you might be transferring huge files like 3D models, video projects, or software builds. So just to give you some perspective on how far we've come, we went from 2 megabits per second with Wi-Fi 1 in 1999 to 46,000 megabits per second with Wi-Fi 7 in 2024. That's a 23,000 times increase in just 25 years. It's absolutely mind-blowing how fast technology has advanced.